be aware of that, that you're holding your breath, and that's why anxiety is coming on. And remember, we did the breathing exercises. At the bottom of the page, it talks about the breathing exercises and what to do. If you're having any pain, spray that on the painful area, and then we'll put it on the other side here too if you haven't seen it. Okay.
What's that? RHODI.
Rhodiola, I'm going to mention that as well. That's also for anxiety. You can take it one in the morning and one at night. Rhodiola is a natural herb, and it helps prevent anxiety from coming on. It will actually take the symptoms away. And so you also want to pause before you feel yourself getting anxious, because if you get anxious and you hold your breath, guess what happened? Stinking thinking. You raise your voice, you get mad, you get upset. Anybody ever have that problem?
I get anxious when I'm scuba diving.
When he's scuba diving, yeah, lack of oxygen. But anyway, so if you pause and breathe instead, so catch yourself. Remember when you're not breathing. Remember when you're not pausing and pacing yourself. And if you're a type A person, you're pushing yourself to get a lot done, and you're not pausing to breathe, or pausing to sit and pray, or pausing to drink your water, or pausing to eat at regular times. Also, hypoglycemia can bring on anxiety. So you don't want to be not eating at regular times, unless you're fasting. I showed you all the master cleanse last week. Unless you're fasting, but you want to eat at set regular times. And you all remember how many hours you're supposed to leave between meals? 4.5 to 5 hours between meals, because you don't empty your stomach, every human stomach, when you eat a normal cooked meal with protein and a fat and a carb or whatever. It takes 4.5 hours for your stomach to empty. And if you eat between, it causes you to have you're digesting food at night when you're supposed to go to bed. So if you eat at, say, 8 o'clock, 9, 10, 11, 12, not till 12:30 or 1 should you eat. If you're hungry before then, drink a large glass of warm water, have a cup of unsweetened herbal tea. You can do that, but do not eat. Then eat at 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock, you can eat again. And then after you eat again, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So don't eat again until probably 5:30 or 6, because it's going to take you about 15, 20 minutes to eat. So make sure you leave it. So if you're going to do 3 meals a day, pace yourself. If you're going to do 2 meals a day, you can eat at 10 and then eat again at maybe 3. Drink your water or your herbal tea in between, but you're allowing yourself to be digesting that food in between. And as you do it more and more, your body gets used to it, and you're not hungry in between. Just like with fasting. You're hungry the first day of fasting. The second day, you're really no longer hungry. By the third day, you're like, I'm not hungry at all, because you're drinking the Master Cleanse whenever you're hungry. And you stay on that fast until hunger, you lose that hunger pain. And then when true hunger returns, you're going to actually want to eat. And that's when you break your fast with a big meal. No, something simple, raw, small. Cut out a grapefruit,
Dessert.
eat an orange, raw green salad. Eat something simple and raw to break your fast, and you're going to find yourself eating less and feeling more satisfied, because your body became more efficient. It's not all congested anymore. So that's pretty cool. All right, but let's go ahead and read down the rest of this page, and then we'll do our breathing exercises. So rhodiola taken will actually help. It's called rhodiola rosea, usually Rosea on the label. Hold on, I thought I had it with me here. It might be in the children's room. I was going to show it to you. It's okay. If you want to see it later, I can show you. But it's called rhodiola. It's written here. You can order it online. That will help with calming the mind and focusing your thoughts. Lavender oil applied to the temples right up here, or to your wrist points, your pulse points on your wrists, will also calm you. I'll also tell you another technique for calming someone. You can tell someone's getting upset or anxious. Bill, give me your wrists. Someone's getting upset or anxious. You can put your hands gently. I don't know if I can do this. Put your hands gently on their wrists. Just hold their wrists. This can be true with children too. You just gently hold their wrists, just touching them. And if you have a little lavender oil on your hand, it's even better. But anyway, just touch their wrists. Hold their wrists. And then they can't slug you also. So, wait, I was trying to show it, sorry. So just hold their wrists gently, and if you put lavender oil with it, it helps to calm them down. That's true with children and with adults. Daily use of Melissa or lemon balm is also preventative for anxious moments. and especially at night because lemon balm is very calming. It'll help you sleep better. So if you find yourself, I've talked to many people that struggle with anxiety. You know what they said? Their minds are overworking even at night. They're thinking too much. They're worried about stuff. They're thinking about the day, the stuff they didn't get done. So take the lemon balm in the evening, and it'll help calm your thoughts. It'll help relax you, and it'll help you sleep better, and you'll be less worried. You can also do, if you don't want to take the lemon balm or the Melissa, you can also do lavender or chamomile tea. Traditional Medicinals has a wonderful tea, catnip tea. And so any of those teas are soothing, and even a warm cup of tea usually relaxes you. Make sure it's herbal tea. Regular tea has caffeine in it, so you don't want caffeine at night, and really don't want caffeine at all. But take something like that at night, a warm cup of tea, that helps. Taking a warm bath helps. Those things are soothing and calming to the body. At night, when you take a shower, normally I recommend finish with cold for a tonic effect, but not at night. At night, you want to have a warm shower, dry yourself off, get ready for bed, and just go to bed. You can finish your feet with cold water, but don't do cold on your body at night. It's a tonic effect that makes you more alert. If you have to stay awake to study or something, you can do the cold. Don't do cold at night. Don't do the contrast at night. It'll make you more awake and alert. Okay. Also, don't forget to take a good B complex daily. Most of us are deficient in B vitamins, and your B vitamins are your nerve vitamins. They calm the nerves. They help with any kind of nervousness, any type of thoughts that are down. You're feeling kind of down and negative and just you don't feel right. Take a B complex. It'll just pick you up. Yes.
Okay, so talking about the B vitamin, what if you all your life are on B vitamins and then say you get old like me and then you does it expire? Like I'm taking the same amount that I took when I was 5 years old.
Usually when you're 5 years old, you're going to take 1/4 the dose of an adult, and then a teen would take half the adult.
But I'm saying since I come up, sickle cell anemia, they make us take folic acid. And what I'm asking is, so now I'm an old lady, I'm taking the same amount that I took. And
Does it seem to be working? Do you feel happy?
No, I don't.
Then
see
take a higher dose. And you know what? I think in the classroom bill on the counter, I might have the B complex that's time release. I want to show them that.
I know.
Those vitamins are on the counter there. I pulled them out for class, but if you could grab them, that'd be great. I'll show you what I recommend.
And if it was working, I wouldn't have had this. No,
No, I'm listening. Go ahead. I was trying to find a sample.
That's not what I have to do. It's made me an anxious person. I have anxiety, but I used to work for 1-800-Flowers. And, they don't play. You got to get those orders out. And that's when I had the stroke when I had my own business. But now I find when I'm taking the folic acid, which I'm supposed to because I'm a sickle cell person, and we're supposed to take folic acid every day, but I can't tell the difference. I took folic acid when I'm.
And that is a B vitamin. So
Yeah.
I'm saying it's so good for you. Having the entire complex is good. This is one I really like, okay? And I'll pass this around too. But this is a time-release Mega B Stress. I mentioned some last week. There's also a vitamin C like this. This has vitamin C and B in it. We'll pass it around again, but repeat. I'm going to tell you this every week. B vitamins, B vitamins, B vitamins. Why? You excrete your B vitamins every 4 hours. So I can have you every 15-minute couch. Every 4 hours under stress, you excrete your B's and C's. You do not keep them in your system. Oh, sorry. You do not keep them in your system overnight. But you definitely need to have your B's because they're your calming vitamins. And if under stress you excrete them every 4 hours, you still need to at least take some each day.
So I can do a folic acid and dinner and they'd be okay.
Absolutely, because it's a water-soluble vitamin. So I'm going to pass these around for all the. Just look, that's my favorite, and I really like that one.
And remind them they can continue taking vitamins until they expire.
Yes, and my husband said you can continue taking vitamins until you expire.
We expire or the vitamins expire?
You expire.
Oh,
Until we expire.
I heard that they're good 6 months after they expire.
Well, actually, at the health food store, the inspector that came in, he said even years, they're good for years, even after their expiration date. He said they have to put an expiration date. It merely means if they're 10 years out, they may be slightly less potent, but they don't change. If they're kept cool and dry, they don't change. So don't throw out your stuff as if it's expired.
So the answer is if you have them, take them.
Yeah, if you have them, take it.
But
But
if you
also,
don't have them, don't worry about it.
yeah, if you have them taken. But also, the only thing you have to worry about expiration on is anything with fats in it. Nuts can go rancid. Anything from animals can expire and go rancid or bad and be bad. So nuts and oils, don't take them if they're expired or they have a funky taste or smell. Throw it out. If in doubt, throw it out. You bite a nut, it's a very strong taste. Throw it out. A seed, very strong taste. Throw it out. It means it's rancid. And rancid nuts and seeds, rancid meat or dairy can make you really sick.
Yeah,
You
I heard
don't want-
peanuts, if they start to get mold on them, it can be very toxic.
Right. Well, peanuts, because they grow underground, actually have a mold that's on them anyway, called an aflatoxin. So that's why people shouldn't eat a lot of peanuts, and eat in large quantity, because you definitely don't want to be having those toxins in your system. So that's what I would say. Don't eat a lot of peanuts or peanut butter. Pritikin years ago, because I remember following all these different leaders and how Pritikin was the guy that always said don't eat salt, and he was helping reverse heart disease naturally. And he said he was working with monkeys, and he said the fastest way to induce a stroke in a monkey, guess what it was?
Sugar.
Peanut oil. Peanut oil, the fastest way. Now, salt may raise your blood pressure, but if you're eating lots of vegetables, the potassium balances it out. Hey, can you be my sample buddy? Oh, hi. Anyway, and so just remember certain things. Never eat rancid oils. You know, you don't want any of that. All right, let's finish this up. So breathing exercises. Let's do our breathing exercises because I want to make sure we do it each week too. Okay, we're going to do our breathing exercises again to try and remember to do this. Barbara would come into Katie's when I was having an especially stressful day with a customer or with the owner or something, and she'd walk in and I go, man, I'm having a day. She goes, okay, Brenda, breathe, because she had anxiety issues, and she said, I was told by my counselor how to breathe. So that's what I'm giving you, the 4-4-4-4. You can do different numbers, but this is the easiest to remember and the easiest to do. So what I want for all of you is to sit up tall in your chairs, okay, and you're going to focus on having your rib cage wide open. Your diaphragm cuts across here. That's the cutoff for your lungs to your abdomen. And your diaphragm will expand and go down when you're inhaling nice and deep, and then it comes back up. And you can use your abdomen. We should be using our abdomen for breathing, not just up here. This is shallow breathing. We need to learn how to breathe deeply, all right? So what we're going to do is you're going to breathe in through your nose to the count of 4. We're going to hold for 4, exhale for 4, and we're going to do it 4 times, all right? We're going to do it together. In, expand, hold, out. And you should be using these muscles. Hear the difference? If I'm just breathing normally, or if I use my abdomen. See that? That's abdominal breathing. So let's do it again. In for 4. Fill those lungs. Ah, nice and deep. Hold. Out. Again, 3rd time. Hold for 4. Out for 4. Last time. In for 4. Hold for 4. Out for 4. Now, if you were sleepy, it woke you up. If you needed to relax, it'll make you sleepy. It's good to do this first thing in the morning, too. You can do it in bed, and it'll help wake you up. And at night when you do it, it'll help relax you to sleep. All right?
Rear, outdoor, door, open. Rear, outdoor, door, closed.
All right, next page. Oh, my goodness. Barbara did it in red. This is so cute. Pray, pray, pray. What happens when you stop to pray?
You're stressed.
It de-stresses you. It helps relax you. And whatever you're anxious about, right? Jesus says, be anxious for nothing, but in all things through prayer and supplication, make your requests be known before God, right? Okay, pray first. Pray, pray, pray. And if it's really rough, if you're having a really rough time and you think you're having some demonic influence in your life or whatever, ask to be anointed by the elders or pastor of your church. Pray for wisdom to nip these moments in the bud. If still needed, repeat the breathing exercises. See above, but see the last page. Okay. Stay away from animal products, especially meats and all caffeine containing beverages and products. The reason I say that is caffeine containing stuff can also cause anxiety. And I heard an Adventist doctor one day say what caffeine really does. I never knew this. I knew it gives you a sudden burst of energy, right? Do you know what it's doing to give you that sudden burst of energy? Above your kidneys, you have these two little glands called the adrenal glands. They sit on top of your kidneys. Those adrenal glands are stimulated every time you're under stress. They're there to secrete cortisol, so if you have fight or flight. When I fell onto the floor, my body went into hyper mode, right? I had cortisol secreted real fast. And it causes your body for the blood to go to your limbs so you can run away from the problem. The problem today is we're under so much chronic stress, our adrenal glands are constantly pushing out cortisol. So we're cortisol full all the time. So we need to learn to breathe and relax and not have cortisol working all the time. When you take caffeine, caffeine punches your adrenal glands to work, secretes cortisol, and it gives you, it make you feel alert, a quick alert, but it wears off after time. And right away, within an hour or two, you have hypoglycemia. So now your blood sugar drops because coffee drinkers have functional hypoglycemia, drops the blood sugar. Then you feel shaky, a little bit sick, and you have to have another fix. So you have another cup of coffee, or you crave something sweet you shouldn't be eating, quick fix like a candy bar or a carb or cookies or something. So then you go through your day like this all day long. Now what happens is you keep doing that, punching your adrenals, punching your adrenals, punching your adrenals. Then one day you go into adrenal exhaustion and you don't know why you're so tired all the time, and you're just tired and you have to sleep all the time because what you've done is punched, 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 punched. It's like running a marathon. There's a point in a marathon. 26.3 miles is a marathon, right? Something like that. 26.2 miles. Okay. So there's a place in the marathon where when the person doesn't have enough stored glycogen or glucose in the muscles, they actually reach what's called hit a wall. So the marathoner's running and they don't have enough glucose stored in their muscles to keep going, which, by the way, vegetarians have more stored glucose in their muscles. I have a whole study on that I could show you. More stored glucose in the muscles with vegetarian diet. When they did it.
Hit the wall at 1 mile.
Do they really? Really? Are you I don't know whether he's telling the truth or not. He's supposed to be helping teach this class. Okay, but anyway, there's a time in the marathon. It might be after 14 miles or whatever.
It's 90 minutes. You have 90 minutes of glucose. So whatever you can run in 90 minutes, that's when you hit the wall. Like I said, most Americans will hit the wall at 1 mile.
It takes them 90 minutes to run 1 mile?
Some people.
Well, anyway, so when you run out of glucose, you suddenly have your energy drop, and all of a sudden you have nothing to fuel your muscles, and you hit the wall, which means you stop running. You like collapse, and you can't go any further. We don't want to do that in our day-to-day lives, do we? We want to have enough stored glucose. We want to have enough stored fuel, and that's where when you learn to breathe and pace yourself throughout the day, you don't get to that place where you hit the wall, you're suddenly exhausted, you can't function, you're jittery, and you're upset. So I'm saying the caffeine and the sugars are just going to do this for you. High, roller coaster low, high, roller coaster low, blood sugar up, blood sugar down, blood sugar up, blood sugar down. You want your blood sugar to be even keeled throughout the day, and you get down just before lunch, right? 4.5 hours to 5. Just before lunch, you get hungry, drink your water half an hour before you eat, and then you eat your good meal again, and your body will regulate itself. I'm a testimony to that. Before I learned that principle, I was a mother at home with little kids, and I would do everything for them and not eat. I'd eat quickly with them. Get up. Oh, I have to help clean up the baby. I have to do this. And I was constantly, and I remember going through that cycle and thinking, oh, I'll just eat throughout the day. I'll eat again, and I'll eat again, and I'll eat again. And I was doing it. It was just getting worse. It wasn't getting rid of it. As soon as I learned these principles, eating at set times and no between meals and only water, it was so much different with my stomach. And my kids would be like, is it lunchtime yet? Just before lunch. Is it supper time yet? Just before supper. They couldn't tell time yet. But they knew when they were hungry. Yes?
You spoke about the caffeine. Is the green tea better than coffee?
Well, the teas are less, they're better than coffee, but they still have caffeine in them called theobromine or theophylline. Theophylline's one of them, threonate is there's different types of caffeine that are in tea versus coffee. Now, the coffee caffeine is a little more potent and harder on the system. Green tea, if it's decaffeinated green tea, you could potentially, but there's one even better called white tea, and it's the baby part of the plant. When the plant is matured and then dried and rolled, and the darker it gets, that's where more caffeine is developed. So if you take the baby part of the plant, like the white tea, and they had this wonderful white tea at Katie's that I loved. I can't have caffeine at all, but I could drink the white tea. And I could drink any herbal tea, which I love too. And my herbal teas over there. These are the two I'm going to make sure I mention. Several of you mentioned about blood pressure. Well, these are awesome. And if any of you want to take a hibiscus tea bag, or this one is my favorite, Hawthorn hibiscus. It tastes delicious. Hawthorn berry will strengthen your heart and lower your blood pressure. Hibiscus will naturally lower your blood pressure. It's from a flower
Is that
and a
white?
berry.
Is that the white tea?
No, this is the Hawthorn and hibiscus tea. I don't have the white tea. The white tea is the baby plant, because she was mentioning she wanted to drink green tea, so I was telling her one with less caffeine is the white tea. I didn't bring that because I wasn't going to talk about it.
Green and black tea are all.
Right, so white, green, and so he clarified, so I could clarify with you. The white, green, and black tea are from the same plant. It depends the age of the plant, what part of the plant they take it from, and how it's processed. When you take the white tea, it's from the very young buds, and then they dry that and you brew that, and that's not going to have the caffeine content that the green tea. It's going to be the more mature green leaves, and then when they take the black tea, they let the leaves really dry and they roll them and all, and then it creates more caffeine.
Like tobacco.
Like tobacco, exactly. So it's going to be the phase of the plant that's going to be there for you. So white tea is much better, or any other herbal teas. And the reason I'm doing this is this you'll love. You won't even need your other teas if you drink this instead. But the white tea is better than the green tea or the black tea. Does that make sense? And any black tea at all is still going to have caffeine in it.
So this keeps you up?
Not at all. These never will. These never will. And the chamomile lavender will put you to sleep. Yes.
So, what natural tea, drink, remedy, fruit can we do to keep us
Energized?
Yeah.
You know,
Green drinks. I highly recommend green drinks. Make yourself a green drink smoothie. The greens are excellent for energy.
like
B complex.
spinach.
Take a big, all those things. But if you make yourself a smoothie, there's what I do. I'll try to bring it next week. I have supplements I put in my smoothie every morning. I do a plant-based protein smoothie, and then I add in all my supplements. I pre-mix them in little dishes. So all my little supplements that I take per day, I open them up and stick them in my smoothie. They go right in the blender with my soy milk, almond milk, coconut milk, whatever milk I feel like having that day. And then I add in some frozen fruit, blueberries, black cherries. After this risk, I've been doing a lot of black cherry smoothies because black cherry is a natural anti-inflammatory. So I make my healthy smoothie. And then I put fiber in there as well. When I take that in the morning, and I put green powder in there, the green powder's from all these nice greens, and it's already pre-made for you. It's, it's like $20, $30 for it, but it's worth it. I just put a scoop of that in there. I don't have to think about adding anything else. And it's the greens that give you this, all the trace minerals and the good nutrients in those greens in powder form that give you this nice, even-keeled energy throughout the day. When I skip it, if I stay overnight with one of my ladies and they want me to make them cream of wheat or oatmeal or some other grain, or I make them pancakes or something, and I always put flax in my pancakes, I add blueberries to my pancakes so they're pretty good, or I add nuts, I still don't feel as good as when I do my protein smoothie in the morning. That good boost, that good protein with a good veggie milk and a good supplements in it is my steady energy all day. People say to me all the time, you have a lot of energy. I start my day right, and I drink water between meals. And so that's really important to do that, to have that good steady energy throughout the day. And if you find yourself getting sleepy, you might have ate too much or ate the wrong foods and it makes you sleepy afterwards. But you want that good steady energy, you do not need caffeine. And I'm telling you folks, over long term, the caffeine's just going to ruin you. It's dehydrating. It makes you have more wrinkles. We all want to look beautiful, right? You want to be hydrated. Caffeine also dehydrates you. You know why? If you drink 1 cup of coffee, you urinate out 2 cups of water, 2 cups of fluid. It's a natural diuretic, which, that's a good thing, but not with the caffeine with it. Parsley and corn silk are natural diuretics and no caffeine. Just saying, you really want to get away from caffeine. And the reason I know this, and I'll tell you personally, my heart's a barometer. I have a functional heart murmur. I cannot eat I could eat a teeny bit of peanut butter maybe, or a few little peanuts, because I love the taste of those. I think they're good. A few, that's it. If I have more than a certain amount, I feel it in my heart. My heart starts to beat irregularly. I can feel it. If I have anything with caffeine in it, my heart starts to palpitate. And it is known that caffeine can cause heart palpitations. You don't want to have heart palpitations. So again, the chamomile lavender tea at night, the soothing peppermint or catnip tea at night can help with soothing. Catnip tea can be given to babies that are, restless and wanting to, they have cramping and upset stomach. Catnip tea is a wonderful antispasmodic. They're relaxing and soothing. We don't need the regular teas. We don't need the caffeinated green tea. We don't need the coffee. We don't need the sodas with all that in it. I'm telling you what, it will punch your adrenal glands, and then you'll hit the wall, and then you're exhausted, and while you're tired all the time, it will wore out your adrenal glands. Now, if you rest and get off all of that, when you withdraw from it, you will get a headache. So take your natural aspirin, your willow bark or whatever, to help get it out of your system, and after 2 to 3 days, you will be all relaxed, and it will be so much better. So again,
these herbs grow good around here.
What?
A lot of these herbs grow good around here. Lemon balm, it grows real good. To tell you the truth, we got some as we come into the churchyard.
that'd be awesome. When we go, maybe you can show us. But you can grow it yourself.
Yeah.
I just like the convenience of having it already dried and in a tea bag or whatever. Yes.
Yeah, I have a question because you said a while ago, your oil supplement, you open the pill and put it on your smoothie.
Yes.
Like if you are taking like B complex, you can open it and
Some of them taste strong. Some of them taste strong, but they're all a powder inside a capsule. So I just mix them in my smoothie, and if I add enough fruit and all, they taste okay. The ones that are stronger, I take in the capsule.
okay.
Yeah, because I know they'll absorb faster if they're in the smoothie. But in a capsule, some of them that taste really strong, I have to do them separately. But the ones that don't taste bitter, like niacinamide tastes bitter, I have to take that separately. But the other ones, I just open them. They're in these little dishes with lids. And because why? You get lazy. You're not, oh, I don't have time to make my smoothie. But if you prepare ahead of time and you have your protein powder, your fiber, your magnesium, my natural aspirin, all of it inside mixed in that smoothie, all I've got to do is put milk in a blender, open up a thing, this container, put it in there, add my fruit, whiz it up, and in like 5 minutes, I got a breakfast. That's the easiest thing to do. And I feel so much better with that. So again,
I think the moringa powder, the green one, is better.
the which?
Moringa powder.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Oh yeah, moringa's excellent. Moringa was used to help reverse cancers and things like that. So yes, the things you have that you love that you use, moringa, noni. I have maca powder in a big powder. I even have a powdered coconut oil in a powder, and you can do that and scoop that in there, and that's good for the brain, good for the thyroid, good for the thyroid and stuff. They even have the MCT oil, which is coconut oil powder. It's just called MCT because it just means medium chain triglyceride. That's what MCT means. But it's coconut. So if you have coconut powder, you put it in there, good for the brain. Because the lady I have is starting to lose her memory. But I notice if I give her the rhodiola, she's not as anxious. She comes, where are you going? What are you doing? Are you coming back? And when I give her the rhodiola, she's like, okay, I'll see you later. She's relaxed. So I'm experimenting with real people.
How about the MCT oil?
What about it?
MCT oil. Is it different from the
It's,
powder?
I say just get a good canister of the organic coconut oil. It's the same thing. It just doesn't say MCT oil on the label, and it is in liquid form, so it's easier to pour. But the coconut oil is so nice, it just gets liquidy at room temperature. And get it in a big thing, just say, what's it called? Organic coconut oil. It means it wasn't with sprays, and although coconuts, I don't think they spray them anyway. They grow naturally in nature. But what I'm saying is if you take that, a tablespoon a day.
You'll use more of it that way because you put it on your food.
Oh, and you can put it on your food too, on your toast and stuff too. And you can,
You have a tendency to use more when you buy it that way.
when you buy it that way, you can use more. But if you use more, it might be better for you if you
Yeah.
really need more. But a tablespoon a day is all you need. But if you have the powder or whatever, you can just scoop it into your smoothie. It's hard to mix the oil in a smoothie, it gets funky. So if you want your coconut oil not on a spoon, you can make toast and use it as your butter. So use your coconut oil as your butter, and it will help with that as well.
Can we take that every day? The coconut?
Yes, you can take it every day. It's an excellent oil. Plus, it's really good for skin and all. When I find my sheet, I have 300 uses for coconut oil. 300 uses for coconut oil.
raise
It will not raise cholesterol because plant-based products have no cholesterol. The only cholesterol you have is in animal products. If you take in saturated fat, which coconut oil is, saturated fat along with eating a lot of meat can potentially raise cholesterol. But it's the cholesterol in the meats that raises cholesterol. The way to get rid of it is to take in more fiber and water and vegetarian stuff. More vegetables and all that will help grab onto the cholesterol and bring it out into the toilet instead of having it back up into your bloodstream. And I will tell you something, shocker, you know what normal cholesterol is? 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years till now when they try to push all these drugs on us? 300 was normal cholesterol.
that's normal.
300 was considered normal.
What are they dying of?
Why now it's only like 200?
Now they tell you 100 plus your age or whatever.
Yeah.
Why do they tell us that? Because we have so many other factors coming into play and we could have some type of blockage or heart attack. But I don't think cholesterol is to blame. You know why? God made cholesterol. Your liver makes cholesterol. Every brain cell is coated with cholesterol. Your intestines are coated with cholesterol. You think cholesterol is important?
Yeah.
Yes. And people that take cholesterol, all these statin drugs, they end up with pain in their legs and all kinds of stuff. Look up the side effects. Read the side effects of the statins. They're terrible. They're one of the worst things they introduced to the human body. So make sure you take in plenty of fiber and plenty of water and more vegetarian foods. That will naturally lower your cholesterol. And if your cholesterol is less than 300, don't freak out. If you're not having heart attacks and stuff, but eat healthy, exercise, try to strive to be vegetarian. And I'll tell you a personal story. I had this guy, Sid Preety, awesome guy. We became best friends when he walked into Katie's. Okay, he comes into my store. He comes into the store and he says, "Yeah, my family's kind of pressuring me. They want me to take cholesterol medicine because my cholesterol." And in his 20s, what was his cholesterol? 258. What did the doctor say? It's great. In his 30s, 258. Pretty consistently in the 250s. Your cholesterol's great. In his 40s, 258. Your cholesterol's great. In his 50s, 258. Your cholesterol's okay. Just make sure it doesn't go any higher. In his 60s, you have high cholesterol. In his 70s, your cholesterol is too high. The man's lived with it for 50 years like that. Then in his 80s, his children were worried, "Dad, your cholesterol's high." His cholesterol was normal for him. He was very smart. I think people with more cholesterol actually are smarter. Very smart man. So he caves.
He
He caves. He took the statin. He had a stroke.
Yeah.
He was so angry. He came in partially paralyzed on one side. He went to a doctor that gave him oxygen treatments, got on trace minerals, did everything he could do to reverse it. He now acts and talks normally now. He said, "I'll never listen to my children again."
So what's your?
And guess what the doctor said? When he was on the cholesterol medicine, it brought it down to like 210 or something. Then he got off of it, went back up to 258. The doctor, "Yeah, your cholesterol's back to 258. He goes, "Yep, that's normal for me and I'm fine with it." So I'm telling you, you may say this is one isolated case, this is one person, but I'm telling you what, you all have the same man-made cholesterol in your bodies. I'm saying do not freak out. Look up the cholesterol myth. We have been duped that these things are wrong. You know why? The system, if they can say your cholesterol's high, they can give you a statin. If they can say you're pre-diabetic, they can get you on metformin and then eventually on insulin and needles, right? So if they can diagnose you, then they can prescribe you legally as an American medical doctor. Got it? So if you understand the system, you are the consumer. Do you pay your doctor to help you? Should you be the arbiter of your health? Or do we go, "You're going to die if you don't do anymore"? You have a doctor like that, switch doctors. Because the truly good doctors, I happen to have an Adventist doctor. She's super sweet, very humble. She'll say, "Well, I'd kind of like you to do this, but if you do something that works, that's fine with me." So she knows the health message. So go to doctors that are going to listen to you, and you can then do for your health what you need to do. And it's your God-given right to choose your treatment. I've gone to a doctor. They told me I had an infection. I got the medicine just to keep them happy. They prescribed it. I took it. I brought it home. If I go into crisis, I'm going to take it. What do? Get right on that D-mannose, that cranberry, and all that stuff. And then I go back to them, right? And I do my natural antibiotic, which is, it's on that table. I should have brought it all in here. It's on that table again. My natural antibiotic. Oh, wait. Yep, it's in there.
Hey, can I,
Oh, here it is. I got some here.
while you're looking for that, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Okay. When I had my stroke, I never heard of statins, and they made me take this Lipitor, so I wouldn't have another stroke. So I quit taking it because I'm like, I've never had a cholesterol problem.
Right. So, natural alternative to Lipitor, and that's what you take.
Yeah.
Make sure you have enough trace minerals. Make sure you're taking your trace minerals.
Which is what?
Something like this.
Your vitamins?
Oh, this in there?
That's the antibiotics.
No, the ALC. I had a big one. It's fine. It's fine. I got a smaller shell. Okay, so this is what I was telling you about. This is the natural antibiotic. This is the ALC. But-
She's got a question. What's trace minerals?
Right here.
What's in it?
What's in it?
It's
All your
trace.
trace minerals. And this is something you should take every day if you're prone to strokes. Okay, I'll read it. Calcium, iodine, magnesium, zinc, selenium, copper, manganese, chromium, molybdenum, potassium, lithium, silicon, silver, and vanadium.
Just the trace.
Trace minerals in liquid. This is something really good to take to prevent.
That's showed to her. She's the
I'm
one
going
that-
to. I'm showing you. It's live stream. I will.
Oh, okay.
I will. Hit you over the head. Quit being a problem student. Oh, he's helping me stay on track. It's fine. I'm just trying to. Okay.
What's this?
That's the natural antibiotic that I was talking about last week. You put it in water, you drink it all day. If you have allergies, sinus issues, if you feel like you're getting an infection, that has jasmine tea, green tea, and citrus seed extract in it. And that, it mustn't be a very high level because I can take it fine, doesn't affect my heart. But I put it in water, I drink it. Starting to get a sore throat. The way I discovered the ALC, the Advantage Liquid Concentrate, was strep throat was going around to me and my coworkers at Katie's, and a couple of them said they couldn't come in. One was sick, out, and then I started feeling it in my throat. And my throat became very, very inflamed. You know how when you know you're getting a sore throat, it's really inflamed, it really hurts? So I said, uh-oh, I better nip it in the bud. Now remember, before I came to Portsmouth, we were living in Oklahoma, well, Canada, and then Oklahoma. Before that, we worked with a naturopathic doctor, and he would talk about citrus seed extract, how really good it is for the body, how good it is for preventing infection. And so I walked around Katie's, and you know when you're looking for a natural remedy, you're praying. I'm walking around Katie's and I'm praying, oh God, what can I take for this sore throat? And I feel compelled to go to this one corner of the store where these Wisdom of the Ages products are. And I happened to pick up the bottle and I turned it around and went, citrus seed extract, that's exactly what Dr. Cruz, our naturopathic doctor friend, said is good for infections. And he would give it to the patients at the health center. So I picked it up and I went, okay, so I bought a bottle. I put it in water, the drops it said, like 1 drop per ounce. When it's really cute, you can do 2 drops per ounce. So 6 ounces of water, you're going to do 12 drops, 6 to 12 drops. So I put the ALC in the water, right? And I did this. Did it twice. I'm showing you because visually you'll remember better. I gargled with it and I swallowed it. Because people will go, oh, you gargle with it and you swallow it? Yes, you swallow it. You want it in your system. I did it twice. I happened to look at the clock. Okay, it was 3 o'clock. By 3:15, it took like 15, 20 minutes. My sore throat was gone. Completely gone. Completely gone. Then in the morning, I felt it coming back again. I took it again. My coworkers all called in sick. I worked for all of them. So more than paid for my bottle of ALC. But anyway, I'm just saying. So I told them, you guys, come to Katie's, get the ALC, take it, and you'll be fine. Oh, I went to my doctor, they prescribed it. And one of them was out 2 weeks. I'm like, why not take something that works in 15 minutes and you're better? The other advantage is that ingredients in this will never hurt your flora. What do I keep telling you? If you take an antibiotic, it hurts your healthy flora. You have a biome. You have a healthy garden in here that has bacteria in it, which is good for you. It helps keep everything in balance. No gas, no bloating, no infections. It keeps everything in balance. Every time you take an antibiotic, it kills. It's like pouring bleach down your system. It takes 2 years to regain your flora after 1 antibiotic treatment. 2 years to regain your flora after 1 antibiotic treatment. So if you take the Advantage Liquid Concentrate, It does not harm your flora. It does not harm your flora. You can take it every day when the season changes. You ever get the itchy eyes, the runny nose, and all that? I just take my quart water bottle. I take that ALC. I squirt a whole dropper in a quart of water, and I rinse my mouth with it, gargle with it, and drink it all day long. And guess what? No symptoms. No itchy eyes, no runny nose, no sore throats. And anybody can sneeze in my face. I go, I am prepared. What?
Good for the kids.
Kids too. I give my kids that. It's fine. Totally fine. Good point about asking about children. Anything you give to yourself, you give less to a child. Unless it says like not good for children under 6 or whatever. They have to put those warnings on a lot of stuff. But parents give their kids children Tylenol, which destroys livers which destroys their heart, starts to damage their liver in 2 weeks on Tylenol. And yet they prescribe children Tylenol. They found children's Tylenol was harmful for children, but they still have it out on the market. Why it didn't get pulled, you know what I mean? They cover all that up. But when you're talking about children, a toddler would take 1/4 an adult dose. A primary age child, 10, 11, 12, would take half an adult dose. A teenager would take 3/4 of an adult dose, and an adult would take an adult dose. I would prefer to go by weight, whatever average adult is, divide by weight, because you can have a teenager that's really big, but they could take an adult dose, right? So again, you cut the dose down for children according to their size, but they still can take the same similar natural remedies. Okay? The only ones you have to be more careful of is any roots, like valerian root is going to be much stronger because it's a root. So you don't necessarily need to give children valerian, but when we took long trips in the car, we gave our children valerian because valerian puts them to sleep. So they'd be in the back of the car, not fighting over stuff. We did tend to travel at night, though. Bill would drive at night, and we'd all rest, and he'd drive, and so. But we would give our kids valerian. They'd be all calm. It's a natural root. It doesn't say, it just says, it always says, consult a healthcare professional before taking sedatives if you're pregnant or nursing. But if you're taking a doctor's sedative or a tranquilizer, you don't want to add this to it. Take this separately, a different day, a different time. Take this instead. You know what I mean? Don't take the medicine with the herbs.
So remind him that all of our kids are adults now, and
Oh, all of our kids are adults, and they made it through.
Statute of limitation has expired.
Anyway, but we safely gave our children a lot of things. My babies, when they were very colicky, at like 6 to 8 weeks, I would brew a gentle amount of catnip tea, and fennel. Fennel's wonderful. Fennel is fantastic anti-gas. Brew a little thing of that. Let them sip on that. It's fantastic. Just don't use honey with children under 2 because there's a chance of the botulism and getting them sick that way. So just make sure you don't sweeten with honey. Most babies will take the tea just like that because they like sipping on water and they have mother's milk that's sweet. But if you need to sweeten it, you can put a little bit of evaporated cane juice sweetener in it, or sucanat, because it's just evaporated cane juice. It's not made into white sugar. Or you can just put a little bit of molasses in there. So there's things you can put in to sweeten a little bit for babies, and it's better. Stevia is safe too. Stevia is pretty safe with babies. So anyway, but the catnip tea would help calm the spasms, and they can do it. And I would give it to my babies by dropper full, a little bit at a time, and they did fantastic. Okay, let's just finish this. So then I just wanted to, Barbara's kind enough, we looked up and researched the magnesiums, because there are different kinds of magnesiums, and magnesium is really good for you. Magnesium oxide is the worst form because it's poorly absorbed. Magnesium L-threonate is more expensive, but helps with cognition or the brain. Magnesium citrate is better absorbed than oxide or carbonate, but can relieve constipation. They actually have magnesium citrate in liquid. My lady that I care for, she takes pain meds when she has pain. She does take oxycodone. It does affect her bowels. So she has trouble going to the bathroom. And so the magnesium citrate, she takes in liquid, and it will help her have a bowel movement. They now started giving her senna, and I give her fiber. Whenever I make her anything, I give her fiber, and that helps.
Can you
But-
put that in a recipe?
Talk about in a recipe. My mother's in nursing school. One of the nursing students had a birthday, and the nursing women decided to put chocolate-flavored X-Lax in the chocolate cake. Now, they made this lovely cake. They all cut pieces of it. They all had a couple bites. The student that it was her birthday loved it. She had a nice big piece. That poor girl was running to the bathroom. Anyway, and I said, Mom, what a mean trick. She said, well, we just showed how well laxatives worked. So they put X-Lax in there. Anyway, so that's funny you said that because it reminded me of my mom's story. When my mom told me, I said, you were in nursing school and you did that to a fellow student? Yes, we did. You couldn't tell it was in there because it was chocolate X-Lax. Anyway, all right. So magnesium citrate, it can come in liquid, and it says this magnesium draws water into your intestines. So if you're well hydrated enough, you don't normally have to take anything to have a bowel movement, because your body will, if you have fiber in your colon, right? Your colon's like this, you have fiber in there. When you drink the water, it swells your colon. The fiber swells and causes peristalsis to happen. That's what creates a bowel movement. So it's mechanical. You have enough fiber and enough water, the fiber swells, the water swells, the colon is stimulated, and then you have a good bowel movement. If you don't have a good bowel movement, you probably eat too much white bread. As a little girl growing up, I remember sitting there having a hard time going to the bathroom. When I got older, became vegetarian and went on whole grain bread, no problem. Go to the bathroom, up, down, and out. Thank you, Lord. I would sit there for a long time. I could not go. I'd feel the urge, but I was constipated all the time. I ate meat, ate cheese, ate dairy, and ate white bread.
So what are the magazine racks in the bathroom?
Yeah, I could read a lot when I was little. All right, so it
You
takes,
doing good now?
draws water.
You doing good now?
No, I've said now that I'm a
You
vegetarian,
still doing good?
I'm in and out, absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely, and I take, in my smoothie, in my fiber smoothie, yeah, Michael, I'm clean as a whistle. And I did have my colonoscopy, clean as a whistle. And I have colon cancer, my family background, and I believe the vegetarian diet saved me and all my children. Now, if they go to decide to eat meat and all that stuff, that's up to them. They may end up with a precursor to cancer. But vegetarian diet, that's how I raise my kids, that's how I love to eat, and I have no problem with polyps or colon cancer. So I thank God for that. And every colonoscopy has been clean, so thank goodness. Anyway, so this magnesium draws water into your intestine, causing loose stools and can interfere with nutrient absorption. So magnesium citrate you do not want to take all the time, once in a while. But and the 4, so these 3 are not superior forms. So you can flip the page. The 4 that recommend that they say are excellent are these 4, but I'm going to add one more that I want you to write down. This is my favorite, magnesium orotate. So write this at the bottom, magnesium orotate, put a little star next to it, say this is really good. The reason I love magnesium orotate is it's the easiest to absorb. O-R-O-T-A-T. And this says orotate 200. This is the one I take. This is the one I open up and put in my smoothie, so I have a smooth bowel movement afterwards.
Can you spell it again, please?
M-A-G-N-E-S-I-U-M O-R-O-T-A-T-E. And Cal is the company that makes it, K-A-L. You can get this offline, Cal, K-A-L. But I love this one. It says 4 veg caps a day, 200 milligrams. I just take 1 a day, and it does me well.
And why is it better?
This one is more absorbable,
Okay, then
and it helps brain function, all that. These other ones are good. I'm showing you these 2 because, I'll tell you why. If someone takes magnesium, and if they take magnesium, it tends to give them loose bowels, because sometimes magnesium can cause you to have loose bowels. You have to run to the bathroom. If you take too much of it, you just back up on the dose, and usually fine. But glycinate is one that you can take. It will not cause loose bowels. Magnesium glycinate is widely considered the best because it's easily digested. It causes little or no stomach irritation. It can also benefit sleep support, managing stress, and relaxing muscle spasms. It can be taken during the day and at night. It doesn't cause you to keep going to the bathroom quickly. All right, but if you have a problem with constipation, you might want a different form of magnesium, which is something like this. It's easily absorbed and it will help you. Magnesium malate, it has malic acid in it as found in apples. It's very good for energy and muscle function. It helps with fatigue, muscle pain, and gives you endurance. So you pick the form you want. I'm just saying magnesium is important. Magnesium taurate is best for heart health because it combines magnesium with taurine, an amino acid needed for heart muscle function. Taurine also regulates calcium flow in the heart muscles. This combination helps heart rhythm and blood pressure. It has a calming effect on the nervous system. So this one is good for calming. It's good for the heart. And I have a supplement from my doctor. This supplement's from a heart doctor, Dr. East. And if you look at this, it has taurine in it. It's good for the heart muscle. Alpha lipoic acid, zinc, magnesium, folate, D and C. So if you took this, you get your folic acid. So if you want to just take one pill instead of a bunch, the master vitamins, look online under master vitamins. I'll pass this around. And it's good for the heart and the immune system. But he and his colleagues developed this during COVID. They wanted something for their patients, for their heart, and also having good immune stuff like zinc and C and all D. This one is a very good supplement I eat every day. My sister was having palpitations as well and having the irregular heartbeat. Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting. And the doctor wanted to put her on metoprolol. Metoprolol is known to cause memory loss, which is what my mother was on for years, and then she did lose her memory. She was told she had vascular dementia, but I was like, why take something that might cause you to lose your memory even more? So this is something really good to take. Instead, do this instead. Take something natural for your heart. And my sister takes this. No more heart problems, no more palpitations, no more irregular heartbeat. And she showed it to her cardiologist who looked it up. She takes taurine alone. Okay, she took taurine. Someone's alarm's going off. Okay, anyway, so she took taurine and she showed her cardiologist. The cardiologist looked it up, and guess what she did? While she was online, ordered herself a bottle and says, I'm recommending this to all my patients. From me telling my sister, who told her cardiologist, who now is helping a bunch of patients by telling her to take taurine. She said, this is good for everybody. I'm going to take taurine every day. So this combination has taurine in it, but you can get taurine separately. So my sister's taking just taurine, and the doctor's taking taurine, but I can take a picture of this, send it to my sister too, because it has other stuff in it. I'm going to pass this around. You can look at it. This is the one for the heart and immune system developed by my cardiologist, who also prayed with me. Okay, next. Magnesium chloride is best for cellular support and detoxification. It restores magnesium levels quickly and is good for digestive issues. Now, the bottom is a disclaimer about taking something with it, and I have it here. Okay, D3K2 taken with magnesium. Okay, I should probably bring this up closer. I can't balance them. Okay, I'm showing you this. Get them straight. Okay. Are they straight? Okay. D3, let's do it like this. Where's the camera? D3K2, for those of you on live stream, and magnesium orotate are the two I'm recommending the best. But taken together, look at the bottom of your page, it enhances the absorption of magnesium and its effectiveness. Without vitamin K2, high doses of D3 can cause calcium to deposit in the soft tissues like the arteries. So don't just take calcium, okay? You want to make sure you take D3 with K2, and that will help with the calcium depositing where it belongs, in the bones. Magnesium and D3K2 are essential for bone, heart, and muscle function, mood, and more. So that bottom disclaimer is, if you're going to take magnesium, it's good to take it with this, okay? These two, think of them as twin sisters. They should stay together. Magnesium with D3K2, and I'm going to pass this around to you so you can see it. Here you go.
Miss Brenda.
Yes.
I'm a vegan. I realized that D3 is derived from animal, so I take
D2.
D2.
Yes.
instead of the
I also
D3.
have I think a form that's algae. It's made from algae, I think. I have that too. So you're right. That's a good point. As a vegan, if you're a vegan, you want D2 instead of D3. D3 is... Oh, Yes, good to see you.
Have a seat, have you?
And here's the notes for today. You can use that chair, sit right there next to Ron.
Yes.
All right.
So what if you take D3 with nothing with, what if you take D3, since you got all the stuff individually, led by the Spirit, and I didn't know, all this information is really good, because I just bought the stuff, I didn't know what I was doing.
Okay.
And I was thinking I was listening to the Holy Spirit, but I didn't know what I was doing with it. So the doctor said, you need a D3, you don't have any D. And so I started taking the D3, but that says D3 with the K2.
Together it works better. It absorbs better. That's how you need it. You need it together.
What is
And it's
K2
easy to...
what is it in if you, in your food?
I'd have to look that up. I can't remember right now what it's
Oh, I
in.
can Google it.
Yeah, look it up. I can't remember what it's in, but it is a natural supplement. So together, the D3, K2 do well together. If you're vegan, do you want to do D2? If you want a vegan form of D.
Bonnie
Where's
got the-
Katie?
It comes from
You
algae.
got a vegan form of D3, didn't you?
Huh?
She got a vegan form of D3.
Oh yeah, it might be the algae one. Is it algae?
Yeah.
Okay,
I thought
there is a D3.
Yeah.
I don't know where Marsha went. There is a D3 that's vegan. You're right. And it's algae because I have that too. You're right. I have the D3 that's algae. So, but there are forms you can take that are vegan. So, yes, sir.
K2 is found in spinach, kale, broccoli.
The vegetarian diet.
Brussels sprouts.
Kale.
I'm right here.
It's Rodney reading on his phone where K2 is found.
So,
Look it
so
up. Spinach, what else?
spinach, kale, broccoli, collard greens. They say egg yolks.
Your greens.
Your greens, turnip, leafy vegetables.
Did you say eggs?
Yeah, it's in eggs as well.
Egg yolk.
K2 is an egg?
Yeah,
Egg yolk.
egg yolk,
Oh.
the yellow part.
Go ahead.
Wait, do we
Right
have
there.
juice?
There's cup. There's cup.
Juice? Or we just have water?
Water's the best between meals, Mason.
Yeah.
How about you take your cup and you can squirt it out of the thing over
You
there?
wanna take it out?
If you're careful.
I want juice.
We gonna give you water.
Water's better, and there's no juice in there. Juice is too sweet for your teeth. You don't want to drink a lot of juice, but you can get water. Watch how Asher's doing.
Thank
There you
for
go.
looking that up.
Be careful with it. There you go. All right. Thank you for checking into that. Anyway, so again, the vegetarian diet has everything you need in it, right? Okay. So I just want to make sure we went over all of that.
And turnip greens, when they're young, they're good. When they
Yes.
get old, they get bitter.
Right.
Yeah.
Take it from the
Yeah.
farmer. If you want good greens, see Wayne. Okay. Now the last page, you were all asking about resources, and Barbara helps look up stuff for me, and we order stuff online. And you all thank Barbara. She typed this all for me.
Thank you, Barbara.
She left, but just when you see her next week, thank her. But Wisdom of the Ages is the sinus congestion and infection, the ALC I showed you that you saw in liquid form all the way around. Make sure that stuff all gets back to me because those are my supplements. And then the all natural aspirin for pain and inflammation was online. Bonnie brought the magazine last week. Feverfew and Melissa are from Nature's Way. Super Rhodiola, peppermint and lavender oils.
Big screenshot.
There you go. All right, this is what I'm reading off of. And you get this copy of the sheet, Tim, if you're on, because that's Wayne's. And then Bigelow carries. All right, Bigelow carries a lot of good teas and combinations for less money. Like most teas are like $5 or $6 a box, more expensive in certain stores. But the Bigelow teas run like $3.58 or $3.50. They're like $3 and something. The Bigelow teas I find are less expensive and they're the same herbs. So I bought that with good results. The lavender chamomile, just different combinations. Peach, there's a peach one. They have so many nice teas. So if you really want to give up caffeine in any form, find yourself some wonderful herbal teas you really enjoy. Okay? That's really going to help. So I wanted to make sure I went over that. And I need to give Bill the time so he can. Any questions about the stuff I covered? Yes. Yes. Not that I know of. I think it keeps it from caking. You know, but look it up. If you're with anything that they add to anything, if you're sensitive to a specific ingredient and it bothers you, then you shouldn't take it. Find it in a different form or in a different kind of capsule. But normally, you'll find the stuff you're sensitive to and the things you know you are. But it's still better off taking the magnesium or taking the supplements than not taking and taking a drug instead. Because the drugs have all kinds of other stuff. And it's just, we got to kind of look at the lesser of the two evils. We're best getting the purest we can. Find the purest sources you can. Find the ones that make the supplements that don't have those things in them if you have a concern about any ingredient. But I pray and say, Lord, just help me to be balanced. Help me not go crazy over everything. Just help me be balanced. Help me to take the things that I know help me. And that's why I really like the Life Source vitamins. We answer to God in all we do. They give money to missions. These companies are great. So supporting these kinds of companies is awesome. And like she said, she prays first before she takes stuff. I just say use your intuitiveness through the Holy Spirit, what you need to take and when, and let God lead you. So I thank God for that. And everybody got a copy of these, right? Okay. All right. I will pass the floor over to Bill. But before I do, you all are getting a little sleepy and stuff. We're gonna stand up and do our isometrics. Remember we did our isometrics in first class and we forgot the next two. All right, stand up. We're gonna do our stretching. All right, so what we're gonna do, can you move that a little closer to me, the computer? Yeah, just. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, yeah, that's better. Okay, ready? All right, y'all ready? All right, before we start the stretching, we're gonna take a deep breath. Fill your lungs and out. Again, fill your lungs and out. One more time. Fill your lungs and out. That just relaxes you, gives you oxygen. Okay, ready? You ready? Put your hand on your head. I hope you're not bugging your mother, Michael.
That's
Okay.
right.
All right. Slug him if he does. Okay, ready? Your hand on the side of your head. Remember, you're going to do isometrics, and we're going to do head to toe isometrics to stretch and relax our muscles and help us tone. Okay. Your head can't meet your toes. Oh my goodness. There's one in every class. Okay. Press your head against your hand. Ready? 1, 2. Keep your neck straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2. I'm going to fake this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Forehead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back of your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Doesn't that feel good on the back of your head? You can feel your neck relax, okay? Now we're going to go to our shoulders. Raise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You all look so cute. 6, 7. Release, dear. 8. Relax at 9. 10. Okay, now we're going to do forward rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you don't want to be distracted and you want to focus on your muscle groups, close your eyes. That's what I do. Okay, now we're going to do arms out and arm circles. We're going to start small and then go as big as we can, range of motion, so make sure you're not going to smack anybody. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, shake it out, shake it out. Okay, now we're going to do our abdomen. We're going to tuck in our abdomen, suck in tight, release. Suck in tight, and squeeze your buttocks too. And release. Suck in your abdomen and your buttocks. Release. Suck in your abdomen and your buttocks. Release. Again. Release. Again. Release. Again. Release. 9 and 10. One more time. Okay, now we're going to do trunk twists. Twist to the side as far as you can go, all the way to the back. Stretch and look back behind you. Right? Other side. 1, 2,
Now you're going back and forth.
3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, honey. 7, 8, 9, 10. That feel good? All right, now you can sit down. I'm getting to it. All right, now you're gonna do your legs. Okay, ready? 1, 2. So just lifting your knees. 2, 3, 4. Don't hit the tape. 9, 10. Okay, now you're gonna do ankle rolls. I'm gonna show it on the camera. 7, 8, 9, 10. The other way. 1, 10. Left, the other foot. Back the other way. Shake it out. Okay, now you're gonna stand up for a minute. And you're gonna up on your toes to the count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Down to your heels. Your toes up and your heels down. Do a nice leg stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Head to toe stretching and isometrics. Makes you feel good. All right, and I'm going to pass the torch to my lovely husband. And where's Sandra? You have
Okay, no, Wayne volunteered.
Sandra's here.
Wayne volunteered.
You got it?
Okay. So we're gonna demonstrate
Move those out of the way.
the use of thermophores for the chest. You can take your shoes off, too.
Take my shoes off.
Take your shoes off.
Can I get a massage?
Normally, this would be done with the person wearing a pair of shorts.
Rear.
Later.
And, so this would help eliminate any congestion in the lungs. So if someone has a really bad condition, has cough, with a lot of mucus and phlegm, and we'll go through a procedure
Rear.
of
South door.
doing
Door.
this.
Open.
What we
Rear.
need for
South
this
door. Closed.
is hot and cold water. So you have a bucket of ice water and hot water. The water temperature would be somewhere around 110 degrees. Look, you can sit down, lay down, just about.
Sit down, lay down, huh?
Just sit there and then lay down. Yep. Bend your knees. Now. Okay. Okay, the first thing we want to do is you put his feet in hot water. And again, water's going to be about 110 degrees. So you lift up and you want to start with something like that, just putting his heels in first. So you put your heels and get used to it. How's that? You okay?
Okay.
Good for it?
Good foot.
Okay, we're gonna go in all the way. So you put them in there. I'm gonna cover them up.
Side door. Closed.
And then we're gonna have, these are gonna be simulated as thermophores, okay? And this is
Rear.
something we
South
can
door.
wet.
Open.
You know, I have some that are made of wool. These are just
Rear.
hot
South
pots
door.
because I
Door.
forgot mine. And you can heat them up in a microwave. And you wanna make sure they're not too hot because you don't wanna burn, I don't wanna burn Wayne. And so we wrap them in a towel, a dry towel. So as I'm wrapping these in a dry towel, I put this on his bare chest, okay? Then I cover him, okay? And so with that, just that heat and the hot water, and we do several exchanges. Okay, so right now, you're heating them up. And every once in a while, it's important that you reach your hand underneath the thermophore and you're feeling the temperature. Because you could actually blister the skin of the person you're working on. So you gotta be careful, sensitive to that. And so after about 5 minutes, I'll take this off. And then I would be dipping it in ice water here, and I'd be briskly rubbing the chest. And at this point, he'd really get a reaction. I'm not getting much reaction on him right now. He would be reacting to this ice water. Okay? And then you dry him off, and you do another one. You have the two of them. You do the other one again. This is gonna be hot, very hot. You put it right on his chest, in there, and cover him in there.
How long?
And again, this is gonna be about 5 minutes. So it's 5 minutes hot, probably about 30 seconds to 1 minute cold, because you want that reaction. And that's gonna cause a reaction inside. And at some point, you check the feet to make sure it's still hot, because he's getting a thermal reaction to the body as it's moving back and forth. Okay. And then, again, at some point, he may start to feel uncomfortable, and you take this ice cloth and you put it on his head. So that's what he'd be doing. Okay. So we're gonna do one more exchange. Again, we're gonna take this off. Right? Put it in the ice water, get a reaction in there. Okay. For that. Okay. And then we put the other hot one back on. Now another method to do with this also is to use two. You can do the front and the back. Okay. And so that's an extreme. If you want more, you can do the front, or you can do both together at the back. And so at this point, we're going to demonstrate to you. At this point, you may have to help the person up. This one, you put that hot thermoform on the back. He lay back down. And you put that second one on this way. So that's if you want to get both sides of the lung to keep them covered. And there. Again, keeping his head cool. At no time you really want the head to get too hot. You need to keep, and most of the treatments that we talked about, you want to keep the head cool. There's no benefit in really heating up the head or the brain. And so you got to be sensitive to that. So now when you're all finished, okay, so we finished the treatment. We've done 3 exchanges of hot to the chest and the cold. So we'll do the final one. We're going to take it all off. Okay. Get rid of that. We'll sit up, I'll grab this there. I'm going to take that ice water now. I'm going to rub his back, rub him all down.
That feels good.
And again, he's going to get a reaction. Well, you're right. In some ways it does feel good. You're going to rub him down with ice. And you can lay back down. Rub the front down with ice. And then at this point, we're going to take the ice bucket, or the hot water. We remove the hot water, and then it's going to be filled with the ice water. And again, he's just going to hold it for about 30 seconds, or as long as he can stand it, which is probably about 30 seconds. And then at that point, you finish. You let him relax. You dry them off. And in most cases, after I do this, the person will fall asleep right here. And they can sleep for, half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever they do. Once you cool them off, you let them sit, relax. Okay, so that's a thermocore treatment to help the body with lung problems. Okay. Any questions? Now I'd like to show you one more treatment. This is for anxiety. When someone's really stressed and they can't sleep, and rather than taking any medications, we do a cold sheet wrap. Okay, so again, you can stay right there, and I'm going to simulate the whole thing. This is where you can take a sheet, not necessarily a flannel sheet like this, probably just sort of a cotton sheet.
Side door open.
Again, I would dip that in the ice water, so you soak it up, and you're going to wring it out so it's not dripping wet, but it's damp. And then you lay it over the person. And remember, this is ice cold. You're going to get a reaction for sure out of this. You're going to put your arms down. What I usually like to do is keep their arms here as you tuck it all around him. And he's getting this cold sheet wrapped. He's wrapped all the way up in this cold sheet. Tuck him like a mummy. Then I cover it with a wool blanket. Tuck them in like that. And you can even cover the head a little bit if you want, but this works fine. You tuck them in so it's tight. And within 5 minutes, that sheet begins to warm up because his body temperature is going to change. You're going to get a reaction. His body is now going to kick in. It's going to start heating up, and it's going to be very calming.
Side door open.
And this is the best method I found to just totally relax someone if they're anxious and they can't sleep. So you do this for some person like Wayne, in this case, and again, they just fall right back to sleep. And they can stay right here. You could be monitoring them, keep an eye on, but that's all you'd have to do. So just that reaction that the body has to the ice wrap and warming up. Okay.
So you just leave the
Yeah.
cold.
You just leave it. And there's something about tucking it in so you're swaddled tight. It can't be loose because it doesn't have the same reaction. So if you tuck it in rather tightly around the person, and in some cases they may need assistance getting out because they're tucked in pretty tight. But just that cuddling and the warmth
Door.
is so relaxing.
Front.
Because I know some therapies just have a weighted blanket. It's very soothing to have that weight, that cuddling. That's why this is a very beneficial treatment for people. So any questions on this? And this works on children too. Infants, well, I wouldn't say infants, but toddlers.
Cold and warm, right?
What's that?
Cold and warm.
In this case,
Yeah.
it's only cold.
Oh,
I don't do
cold.
anything. I wrapped him in a cold sheet.
Okay.
The sheet was in the ice water. I wring it out so it's not wet. It's just damp.
Okay.
And I wrapped the whole person, whole body in this cold sheet. At that point, he's just wearing a pair of shorts.
Yeah.
You don't want much on. You don't want any different reaction, insulation.
And the blanket's gotta be warm though, right?
The blanket?
Yeah. it's gotta
No,
be
the blanket doesn't have to be warm.
I said warm.
Oh, yeah, it should be wool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to use polyester or anything, but the wool blanket works best. Just to wrap the person up. Okay. All right.
It's no.
You done with me?
I'm done. Thank you, Wayne. How do you feel?
Relax.
Good. Okay.
Yay, Wayne.
Wayne did good.
You know why I'm on perpetual painkillers, natural ones, every day? Even when my wrist heals, I got a real pain that lives with me.
Well, I do have to give you a disclaimer about me. I'm sharing all these medical things, old medical treatments.
Can I say one thing? If you have sickle cell, don't do that.
Oh, I don't know. I
Because you can't put cold on a sickle celler. Just saying.
okay.
Nobody cares. I'm just saying.
No, it's important to know, but
You can't use cold on a sickle celler.
yeah.
Well, we did hydrotherapy on the lady that came to us, and we gave her juices and all, and she went back to the hospital one night, and when they checked her, they couldn't find any sickle cells.
Oh, for
We
real?
did therapy on her, gave her juices, vegetable
Maybe
juices
it's
and
off
beets,
with you.
and beets and stuff like that. It was amazing, and they literally could not find sickle cells. Plus, we prayed, and we usually
Yeah.
believe in anointing and praying.
Yeah.
And they could not find sickle cells. And her sister had it too and had died from sickle cell because in the night she stopped breathing. But this woman literally had no more sickle cells.
I believe if she got healed, there was nothing, which I want to do.
Amen. Amen. Well, we're going to pray for you too before you go. But the disclaimer he was going to say was, remember, all this stuff is for educational purposes only. Always use wisdom. If you have something wrong, get checked out by a doctor, get a good diagnosis, know what you're dealing with, like Stan, have to go to the hospital today, make sure nothing more serious going on. But trust that God's remedies can be your treatment plan, but always get a good diagnosis and never let this take the place of good medical advice. But if you have a doctor that all he knows is medications, he won't know the herbs. So study for yourself to show yourself approved, right? That you know how to use these simple things. That's why this seminar, we're more than happy to share with you. So we have lots of patients come through the doors that have amazing changes.
Open.
But I was going to go even further by letting him know that I'm a carpenter. That if you
Just
were,
like Jesus.
if you were Pinocchio, I would probably do a much better job.
We know, you're doing a great job. Are you serious? You're doing a great job.
But thank you. If you have any questions,
Are you done with your part? I
Yeah.
missed it.
want me to do it again?
Oh. What about- did you talk about limitations?
Yes, we did the whole
Okay.
thing. We did hot and cold.
Oh, I know. Because we have a few more minutes. Can you tell you one last? No, are you done with your part?
I'm done.
Okay, that's why I'm doing the first part and taking longer because he's doing shorter clips of demos. But I got to tell you a really cool story. This is about hydrotherapy and fomentations for an infant. all right, for a young person. Children respond really well. You can pull forward
Pull forward.
so Marie can see.
Oh,
She doesn't have to lean that way. All right, yeah, that's good. Okay, I wanted to share this. Now, people will say it's anecdotal or whatever, but we've seen really good results. I've had 2 children that were toddlers that had issues with congestion. One was my daughter Johanna when she was little. We went to visit, we were living in Oklahoma. We went to visit a family for the weekend. They had us staying in a trailer, and the wife was in the house, and the mother of the whole home was a nurse. She heard the way my daughter Johanna was coughing. She said it sounds like a croupy cough. You know that weird croupy cough? It sounds like an echoey kind of cough. Okay, so she had a croupy cough, and the nurse says to me, you probably need to take her to be seen and probably bring her to the hospital or to a doctor tomorrow, if not tonight. It was getting late. I said, well, let me try something first. Now remember, my husband and I worked at a lifestyle center. What did we do? Juices, teas, hydrotherapy. That's what we did. It's like, I'm going to try this treatment on my child. And we knew enough hydrotherapy to know how to do it. So what I did was I took a towel. So picture the infant. Hold on, I'm going to get an infant. Because I want to use a visual for you.
it'll take longer.
All right. Let's pretend this is a toddler, okay? All right. So what we did was, we had her in her diaper, and then we took these towels, and we wet them, folded them up
What water?
with water,
What kind of water?
just regular water,
Cold water.
regular water, and we put this in the microwave for 3 minutes, and this in the microwave. When we took this one out, we had another hot one. Then we had another towel. We had another towel, a tea towel or any kind of towel, and this is what we're going to wrap it in. So the child is laying on the counter. We did it in the counter, and then we had a basin of water. So picture a basin of water at her feet. So we bent her knees. We had her feet in hot water. She's laying down. We had a little pillow under her head, and we took these fomentations. So washcloths are perfect for small children. Okay, so this is a washcloth that was put in the microwave for 3 minutes. Now it's hot and steamy, so you're doing a fomentation type steam treatment. And you wrap it in the tea towel. Okay, now remember, in an infant size, this is going to be smaller, like perfect on a child. So perfect on a child. Put the hot here. The second hot towel is also wrapped. Did you bring your mitten? You have your mitten? All right, so the second towel is wet, squeezed out. How long in the microwave? 3 minutes, okay, it's hot. Now, if you're dealing with diabetes or somebody that can't take it hot, maybe 2 minutes is fine. Then you put the heat on there, you roll it up, fold it. There's my doll in the way, just see. Fold it around the towel. Now remember, the child, you want from their spine, the base of their neck down here, to be hot. So you heat and heat, okay? If you're leaving that on there, they get really lax, usually about 5 minutes or so. So the heat is on the chest, and the heat is totally up and down the spine. The entire back is being heated, the front is being heated as well, all right? So once they're nice and hot, then you take your cold mitten friction. So say this is an ice basin, okay? Has ice in it, ice water in it. And then you take like a mitten, or just another towel. Oh, here, I can use this, kind of like this, okay. Pretend this is a washcloth folded over. It's like mitten friction, okay? So this is like a small washcloth. I dip it in the ice water, and bring it out, take the heat off, rub, 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 rub. Rub the front, have them sit up, cold, back, up and down, singing songs, talking to, it's gonna be cold, it's gonna be cold. 30 seconds, this is only short, quick, and their skin looks real pink. So you did cold here and cold here, right? Lay them back down, and in between you have someone heating these back up. Put them back on the heat. Put the heat back here. They lay there relaxed. Your cold mitten friction is in here, okay? Let them relax a little bit. Let them warm up. The lungs warm up front and back. And again, take this off. Hold, mitten friction. They might fuss at first. She started fussing at first. After a while, she was totally relaxed. This treatment relaxes children usually. Them and sing with them. Rub, rub, rub. They sit up. Again, cold to the back. Rub, rub, rub. Let them lay back down. Remember, this is, if it's getting cool, you reheat it. If it stays warm, you're fine. It's nice and warm. Put the warm on them again. So you're going to do at least 3 exchanges. Remember, their feet is in hot water. So this is hot, drawing the congestion away from the lungs if you keep the feet hot. So they're warming up again. One last time. Singing them songs. Jesus loves me. This I know. You're doing great. Good little person. Then you take the hot off. Take the hot off. And again, remember, this is ice cold. Wring it out. Rub, 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 rub. They sit up. They lay back down. Rub, 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 cold till the skin is nice and pink. Then take another towel and you dry them off. Dry them off really well. Get them put in their warm pajamas and they go to bed. Most children after a treatment like this will literally walk away and then go to bed, wake up the next morning totally well. It happened to my daughter Johanna, and it happened to this other little girl. If you remember Jonas and Andra, they had a little girl, Jane. She got sick when she was little. I said if she's gonna, she sounded croupy. I said if she's still coughing this afternoon, call me. I'll come tonight and give her a treatment. Went over to their house, did a thing in the kitchen with everything she had in her kitchen. And the other thing is, if the congestion and treatment doesn't work after one treatment, with children, it usually one treatment. The next day, Johanna was toddling around. We went over to the nurse's house. She goes, that's not the same child. How did she get well in one treatment? It's the hot and cold that allow her precious, perfectly made body to kick in and respond with flushing and getting rid of inflammation and healing and restoring her lungs. Isn't that amazing? One treatment. We gave her nothing else. The other thing you can do too is give a little baby enema. So you make some warm, chamomile tea or some type of gentle tea, catnip tea, and you have a little bulb syringe and you squeeze up in the syringe and you give them a little baby enema. Just put that warm tea up there, and then they usually get rid of anything in their bowels. And if their bowels are congested, their lungs are congested. So with children, you just do a little bit, but it will help them go to the bathroom. So bring them to sit on the toilet, or if they're in a diaper, just let them go in their diaper, clean them up, and do the treatment. But it's amazing. One treatment, baby Jane and my daughter Johanna, in one treatment, they were fine. Yes.
So Brenda, what are the mechanics of that working hot and cold? What is it doing?
It's like giving
the organs, or?
No, it's not shocking the organs as much as it's causing vascular massage. When you get a massage, it helps move toxins through. It helps get rid of spasms and pain, right? So you do heat, which opens up and relaxes everything, and it brings blood to the area. That's why it gets nice and red, right? When you do the cold, it constricts everything. So heat expands the blood vessels, cold constricts. Heat expands, cold constricts. So the blood vessels respond, and yes, any of the organs underneath are going to respond. And you want to flush the organs too. You want the organs to be working top capacity. So vascular massage, the use of hot and cold therapy, is fantastic. That's what's happening. The heat opens everything up, relaxes it. The cold constricts it. The higher the contrast, which he does really high contrast with ice baths, like a bath full of ice cubes. I don't do it that cold. I just do like 50 degrees and I'm fine, or even 60 degrees. Your body temperature is 98.6. Even if you do it at 70 degrees, you're still doing a contrast to the regular body when you get in a cool bath and then you get out, and usually only need to do it a few minutes. But if you each day do a little longer, you get tolerant to the cold. And the higher the contrast, the better it is for your health. Your body's going to respond. You never want to burn your skin. You never want to freeze your toes. You always want to do it wisely, but the contrast is what's the key. Opening up, squeezing. Opening up, constricting. That is vascular massage. And the key thing, and write this down, everybody, perfect health is perfect circulation. Perfect health is perfect circulation. You do hot and cold, you eat a vegetarian diet, you're cleansing the blood, you're really having your blood flow, your blood is thin, your white blood cells can go and attack bacteria. If you have high sugar, your white blood cells that fight and engulf bacteria can only engulf 1 or 2 bacteria, whereas normally they engulf 14. So your immune system's suppressed with sugar and fat, and the sludge of thick foods like meats and stuff make your blood thicker. If your blood's thinner, you respond faster, you heal faster, you don't hold on to colds and congestion. I've known kids that were eating all kinds of stuff and they were sick for weeks. My children, growing up on a vegetarian diet, they were sick for just a couple days, unless it was something more.
And short-term stress is very beneficial to the body. When I talk about hot and cold, it's actually a stressor, but short-term is a benefit. You don't want to do hot too long, just like you don't want to do cold too long. But that short-term is a real benefit to us as a body. We're very adaptive. It's very helpful. And then I think our nature is we want to avoid stress, but yet it's a benefit to us if it's short-term.
And it does make you stronger. So all of it makes you stronger. All right, any other questions? Yes, Shirley.
I remember the story you told me about your mother when she was coughing with the onion. How it kept her from coughing.
Yes, that was from Alicia. And Bill, when he was a boy, his mom would put onions in his socks. Well, onions
Only
open
when
up
I was sick.
when he was sick. I know.
I didn't go to school with onions in my socks. No, when I was sick, if I had a cold or something, she would take a big slice of onion, put it on the bottom of my feet, and put socks on. And within 20 minutes, you would taste the onion in your mouth. And it's the sulfur in the onions that the benefit, because they're all in the lily family, and they have sulfur. And we know sulfur is beneficial to us, so like onions and garlic and leeks and things like that. So that's what she would do.
You still do put onions in your socks?
I haven't been sick very often, but I sometimes will take an onion and slice it, and I'll put it next to the bedstand if I'm feel congested or something. And it seems like just the fragrance of the onion in the room next to me is beneficial for breathing and coughing. I haven't done it in my socks lately, but the onions are a benefit.
Okay, and just as answer to Shirley's question is that with my mother, and Alicia had suggested this, I knew about it, but I just forgot about it. You cut an onion and put it on a plate, and I put it on her headboard. You know her headboard that was real pretty with the mirror? So I put the onion on a plate right by her head, and she stopped coughing that night. So what Alicia said was true. Somehow the onion in the air acted like a vaporizer somehow, and it just helped her stop coughing. The sulfur in the onion, it vaporized the air. And it smelled like onion in her room, but so what? She stopped coughing, and she could sleep. So simple things, folks. Simple, simple. And even like, you know what the best cough syrup is? Water. You're coughing, you need more water. Also honey. Honey's wonderful. Take a spoon of honey. You don't need all these fancy things.
Water at body temperature.
Right, water at body temperature. You don't want it real hot or real cold. You want it to be soothing. And in the form of a tea, you do a tea, and there's all kinds of wonderful teas out there, breathe easy teas, teas with slippery elm in them, you know, all kinds of teas that are very soothing if you have a cough too. But honey on a spoon with a little lemon, you can even put garlic with it if you want, but honey, just straight honey, 100% pure honey. Put it on a spoon and take it, and then follow it with some warm water. That soothes your throat quick and fast, a lot less expensive than all these cough syrups. You do not want a cough suppressant. Do not take a cough suppressant. It's a chemical way to stop your body's natural mechanism. What did I tell you? Your body's fearfully and wonderfully made. Why are you coughing? To expel poisons out of your lungs. Why would you stop it? Because then you're going to have lung damage, stuff deep down in your lungs, going further and further into your lungs. Why not let your body's natural mechanism? Remember when we talked about the fever. Fever is a friend. A fever will heat a child up to right what they need it to be. My children got up to 103.8. The highest they'd ever get would be almost to 104. But I learned from Dr. Carroll, my pediatrician up in Hyde Park, New York. I love the man. He said, fever is a friend. He gave me a sheet all about fevers. I let my kids ride their fever through. Before I ever knew Adventists or about hydrotherapy, I was thrilled. So I just let the kids ride the fever through, kept their head cool, remember? Their heart cool, and a cool towel around their neck. So you take something like this and you wet it and have it cool around the neck. So you keep the neck cool, the heart cool, and your head cool, okay? So cool, cool, cool. And while you're keeping this all cool, have a fever all you want. You're protecting your heart from overworking. You're protecting your head from getting too hot. And right here is going over the carotid artery to keep your blood cool, okay? So you're keeping it all cool, but the fever's cooking it right out of you. And literally this one night, the next morning usually goes down. The next night it might spike again, but 2 nights of fever. Third day, you're fine. All the time with my kids. 2 days, you give your body the cough suppressants and all this medicine, you'll be sick for 2 weeks because your body's trying to spike a fever and flush out the toxins by you coughing. And then what you're doing is you're totally messing up your natural mechanism. That's why the hot and cold is so effective. Vascular massage to the lungs. Vascular massage. Go ahead, wave, Mason. Oh, sorry, I stepped on his toe.
See, the
Here,
one
wave,
reason
wave,
why
say
people
hi.
don't practice a lot of
Say hi to the
natural
camera.
remedies is
Look.
because it takes time and a little more effort.
And he's drinking lots of water.
Because in a case like Brenda was saying about the children, she'd be up with them all night. And most parents wouldn't want to do that. They may be up, but they don't want to tend to them.
Just knock them out with codeine
Tending
or
to
something.
'em, so it takes more effort on our part to follow through with these things. But in the end, it's better. It's better for their health and everybody else.
The nice thing too is when you let the body do what it's going to do, God-given ability of the body to do what it's going to do, it will respond effectively with diet, water, hot and cold. And as a mother of 7, believe me, I might have had 2 sleepless nights instead of 14. Right? If they're sick for 2 weeks, I'm only with them 2 nights. And what I did as a mom with an infant, they were right here. That infant was right on top of me, having a fever, cool head, cool heart. You know, I keep them on top of me. I could hear their breathing. I could feel if they got really hot. They got really hot. I got hot. I'd get up and check them again. And Dr. Kev, you know what he said? He said a thermometer. Here, you need cool for your head. Do you have a headache?
No.
Here, even little kids it can work for.
I don't have a headache.
You're gonna have one soon. It's
I
ice. I'm just
wanna
kidding.
look at the camera.
Yeah, you can look at the camera. But anyway, you know, so the kids would respond quickly, but you have to use your intuition and know when it's emergency, when it's not. And do you know when it's an emergency when you have a fever? Convulsions. If your body starts to convulse, it means it's trying to shake the temperature down. But even then, it's the natural. He's the comic relief after all the serious stuff. Anyway, so the way that the body is working and the way it's healing itself is amazing. God made us fearfully and wonderfully made. And the naturopathic doctor I worked with, he said, if you in your childhood took something to stop your fever all the time, when you get older and you need a fever, you won't have one. He said, you will stop your fever mechanism by constantly chemically stopping it. And when I first had my children, when they were little, I didn't know about shots or not. I was trying to obey my pediatrician. I gave my kids shots. I go, oh, give them baby aspirin on the hour and Tylenol on the other hour, and keep doing that. So now, not only do they have the chemicals from the shots in it, now they actually have poisons from the medicines I'm giving them to stop a fever, which would kill whatever was going on, the mechanism inside that system. And it delayed stuff, and I just remember all kinds of stuff. And I'm so glad I learned a better way. And I'm telling you what, it takes time. When it happens, you be diligent, you do all the things you need to do, you're faithful in it, and then you just work it through and keep doing it till the child's well. And they're well a lot quicker on a vegetarian diet, and enema if necessary, but cool. So, makes sense, right? And I'm a testimony, I raised my kids that way, and I saw the difference. My sisters, you know, my one sister had children, she'd say, yeah, we all got that same cough, like at the holidays. Her kids were sick for weeks. My kids were fine in 2 days. I said, Sandy, try this. Oh no, went to the doctor, they put him on acetaminophen, they put him on whatever all those medicines are, the cough syrups and stuff. I'm like, are they better? Oh, it's subsiding some. They have to keep taking the medicine. Why not open the lungs up with foamies and the hot and cold and let them heal, right? Our bodies are so amazing. And even just, you know what else? If you're too lazy to do it here, guess what you can do? Just your feet. Just your feet. Take 2 things like this. Put hot water in one of them, cold in the other one. Sit in a chair. Stick your feet in the hot water for 3 minutes. Stick them in the cold for 30 seconds. Guess what it does? Reflexes back to the lungs because it's a closed circulatory system. Cool on your head. You don't even have to worry about doing it to your lungs. Hot, cold. Hot, cold. Remember the disclaimer, except if you have diabetes and you can't feel, you want to make sure it's not too hot or too cold. But hot and cold, 3 minutes, 30 seconds, 3 minutes, 30 seconds, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. It's like a 9.5 minute, 10.5 minute treatment. That's it.
Finish with cold.
And always finish with cold. Dry the feet off, dress warmly, and go to bed.
Cold showers do the same thing, don't they?
Yes.
They do, but I'm saying if someone has a bad lung issue, they're
Yeah.
too lazy to get in the shower, they're too lazy to do the foam mist to the chest, just take 2 garbage cans, that's what these are, stick them in front of you, put really hot in one, really cold in the other, put your heels in first, like you said, to make sure, but the hot and cold exchange is what reflexes back to the lungs and makes you better. And yes, you should always take a hot shower, finish with cold, always, and finish with cold on your feet. If you can do 3 exchanges, fine. I never have to. I take a hot shower, rinse off with cold, dry my feet, get out, I'm fine. I don't do 3 exchanges, but if you're really feeling crummy, do 3 exchanges. If you have a chair, put a shower chair in your shower or in your bathtub. Just have a chair in there so you can sit to do the hot and cold just in case you get lightheaded. But drink water before you do it and keep your head cool. Start feeling lightheaded, tell someone you're going to do a hot and cold treatment. Have them sit in the bathroom with you because you don't want to get faint. That's the only thing. If you do it too dramatically, you could get faint and you don't want to fall out and hit your head. And then not only have congestion, but have a bump on your head or a broken wrist. Which, anyway, so, make sense? Isn't that simple? Do you have garbage cans at home? Do you have washcloths and towels at home? Yes, you can see we use old towels and just use old towels you just set aside for fermentations. Because when you heat them in the microwaves, there's a chance if they're not wet properly, they could burn a little. So just use old towels you don't care about. Hot and cold, hot to the back, hot to the front, or just foot treatment. Oh,
I
could use mix-
recommend taking nothing but cold showers because you'll save time and money.
Oh, he's really.
One, you don't have to heat the water up, and the other thing, you can take a short
You
shower.
know, cheaper, you have this, don't have hot water.
And look, Mason, I'll use you. Here, you're here. I'll use you. Here's a demo. Come here. Come here. All right. So with a child, look, he's got a fever. Okay, put both your feet there. Okay, hot water. Both his feet can fit in here. Is that okay? You comfortable? You want to face this way so your feet aren't pushed? Okay. So we're going to keep him in the hot for 3 minutes. All right. Now he'd probably be sitting, but if he's little, you can just lift him up, and then you're just going to lift him up, put him in the cold. Put your feet in this one. Okay. I've got you. I'm holding you. In the cold. 30 seconds. It's cold. Go. 30 seconds. Count to 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You're done with the cold. Into the hot. Back in the hot. Okay? And you did it 3 times. See, for kids, it's easy too. They kind of think it's fun. Then you get used to it. It's not as cold or hot anymore. Once you do the first exchange, it's not so bad anymore. Okay, back in the cold. Back in the cold. 30 seconds. We'll just pretend. We're pretending. Cold.
Pretend it's fun.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28.
I'll catch you.
Grandpa will catch it. Hot. 3 minutes hot. We relax for 3 minutes. 3 minutes hot. Visually, you're going to remember better. And Mason's a good prop to use. Okay. Back in the cold. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Out. Let's dry your feet off. Good on the towel. Okay, let's stand up. Let's dry these feet off real good. Dry them off real good. All right. Now, Grandma's going to put you to bed because you're going to go rest. Okay? Put him this way. Can you move that chair? All right, you get him.
Hand him over.
All right, lay him down.
Lay him down. Cover him up.
Okay. All right. And then he's going to rest. Kids love this stuff. Seriously. My kids used to love.
You know, like,
No, you don't have to sleep. Just rest because you just got the treat. Okay? All right. All right. Let's close with a word of prayer. Our time is up. Thank you so much.
you go
All right.
pray, Mason.
You want to pray for us? Go ahead.
Father, please help us do tomorrow and every day. In Jesus' name, amen.
And dear Lord, help us to remember these simple remedies first before we run for chemicals. Help us to remember the foods, the herbs, and the other things. I'm thankful for Bill and I to be able to share this with all the people here. We worked in the natural lifestyle centers that were a blessing to all those that came. We thank you and we praise you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
How do we shut this up?
We got one more class next week. We're going to talk about lymphatics. We're going to bring a mini rebounder in here. All kinds of fun stuff.
Done.
So long. Sayonara.
And then I'll show you a simple lymphatic massage. It's compression on the system to help move the lymphatic system.
Goodbye.
Can I leave this in your classroom?
Sure. Anything, you wanna leave anything in here? Now that I have this room, you can.
No, I just needed.
My